It's Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River City Speedway. And man, like we said, we have got a full studio today. Yeah, Tucker Pederson, Trey Hess, Josh Barker, all in today with the Bullring Boys. And our show today brought to you by Executive Properties. Are you still putting off that project around the house that's been bugging you forever? Do you think you can wait until spring and call a contractor and have the work done ASAP? Well, good luck with that. Executive Properties has openings right now to get that project done. In fact, you can check out their Google reviews. Aaron says Chris and his team did a spectacular job on the damage to my aunt's garage and siding. Kept us up to date on the progress, and the finished product was amazing. Thank you for your professionalism and hard work. Hey, get that project done sooner than later. Call Executive Properties, 701-330-1273. And we're still waiting for the other half of the Bullring Boys, Chad Hoff, to swing in. But if you have any questions or comments, feel free to text or call. Our number is 701-213-0863, 701-213-0863. Nick says, whose lap is Chad Hoff sitting on? We're almost to that level right now. We got a lot of big boys in the studio today. And Tucker's got a really large head, too. So I had to put that in there. Anyway, let's do it. Time for our daily segment called Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go. Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Did you know that Yoda had a last name? You know, Star Wars Yoda? Yoda's got a last name. Yeah, it's Leahy-hoo. Come on, Yoda Leahy-hoo. Oh. Okay, how about this one? Have to do a little mechanic work when I get home today. I got to go do some mechanic work. I'm going to put a rear end in a recliner. How's that? Okay, that one didn't do very well either. New thing, we want to welcome Forks Karting Association to Dirty Thursday. From now on, our track schedules will be brought to you by Forks Karting Association. You can watch the karts race Wednesday nights at Forks Karting Speedway at the Grand Forks Fairgrounds. You can find out more by going to forkskartingassociation.com. Forkskartingassociation.com. Of course, Dale, the producer here, will be at the racetrack there, the kart track, every Wednesday, filming and doing all kinds of fun stuff there. So there we go. Our schedule brought to you by Forks Karting Association. There's nothing to talk about. We're hoping to have a test and tune here on Sunday at River City Speedway. Devil's Lake has been canceled, and so is Fargo, I believe, is canceled. So really not much going on this weekend as far as trying to get some racing going. One thing we are really jacked up about, though, Dirty Thursday is going to be celebrating its 200th show. And what a coincidence, day before the World of Outlaws are here. So what we plan on doing, this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to do that 200th show from the River City Speedway. And then what we want to do is move all our equipment to the Broken Drum because Wes Irwin with the World of Outlaws and Living Like Outlaws is, we're going to get together with him, have ourselves a big old party at the Broken Drum. A bunch of your favorite World of Outlaw drivers will be there. I think the Eidenshank girls are going to be around, and we're just going to have a great time. So that is coming up again when the World of Outlaws are here. Our 200th show the day before, and of course, we will party after that Thursday night. As we go around the studio, I know all you guys, but why don't you guys introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you. Let's hear a little bio.
Josh Barker's last name. Been racing 7 years, I think. Live in Thompson, Grand Forks home track. Been in a street stock the whole time. Don't really have a want to move up quite yet, like other people in the room, but eventually I would like to get into something a little more fast.
Yeah, born and raised in Thompson?
No, God, no. Born South Carolina, raised-ish there. Moved here in '97, so I lived up here. Lived up here more than I lived down there.
Okay, what made the move? Military or what?
No, I wish that'd be more interesting.
Okay, I think I've asked you this before, but
yeah, my mom and my dad. Most of my stepdad, but he's my dad. He's been in my life more than my real father. So we were actually on our way to Alaska and just stopped and met. My parents met a guy, and my dad started working on his farm, and one summer turned into 10 summers. And
wow.
I met my wife in high school, and my brothers live up here. I have family here and there. So
oh, cool.
I don't know. I like the summers, but the winters not so much.
Winters suck.
Winters suck.
I mean, it's just plain and simple. This year wasn't so bad.
Yes, it wasn't terrible, but my real father still lives down in Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah.
He was he'll message me every once in a while and be like, "Oh, it's freezing down here. I had to put my hat and my jacket on." I'm like,
Oh,
"What's
boy.
the temp?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a high of 65 today."
Yeah, it's freezing.
That's
I
the
actually
end
had
of
to
the
put pants
conversation.
on.
It doesn't go any further than that. I leave it at that. 'Cause it's negative 50 here. I don't even want to hear it.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's move on. Go ahead.
I'm Trey Hess, born and raised Grand Forks, I guess. I started off racing in pure stocks, I guess, and I guess my mom posted the other day, this is my 10th year racing.
Oh, wow.
So
Yep.
I didn't know it was that high, but race street stocks, kind of want to get into something bigger later and maybe next year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. That's awesome. I just want to get a couple of texts here. Kaylee Elizabeth's down in Florida. Quit bitching when it's 70. It's cold here in Florida when it's 70. Heather McDonald, good morning from Devil's Lake. Happy Dirty Thursday. Kyle Lowney. Dirk, I should fix your basement wall first. If you any of you guys know Dirk Tinkham, this is funny because he used to work with me. And big dude. I mean, he's a big dude. And I needed help getting my beer fridge down into my basement. So I had him, and I lost it. He was below on the bottom, and I was on top. All the way down the steps and right into this picture that Paul, the producer, actually painted is hanging on my wall in the basement. And he's like, "Oh, man," and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And yeah, and he put his butt basically right against the picture. And I'm like, wow, the picture didn't even get hurt. Moved the picture and hole in my wall about that round where Dirk's ass went through it. But yeah, we did get that fixed right away. And now, one and only, or the last but not least, go ahead.
Well, I'm Tucker Pederson. This will be my 8th year in big cars. I think 14th total, if you include go-karts. Yeah, other than that, college student going for physical therapy. Still in undergrad, though, so we have a little ways away from that. But, yeah.
And again, sorry for your loss. Boy, I know that was a tough week. Had to have been a tough year.
Yeah.
And we're not going to keep talking about this. So, but I will say, sometimes it was going to be a celebration of life, and it was. I had a lot of fun on Wednesday or at the Eagles afterwards because we get to see people you haven't seen in a year since last race season. So it was nice to get talked and talk to all of these people again. All right, let's get going here. First off, we're going to start with you, Tucker. I mean, you must have raced about 900 times last year. I know you were chasing national points, but you've got a pretty good record here last year. These stats are pretty good. River City Speedway champ, 78 features, 26 wins, 57 top 5s, 65 top 10s, third in national points, only 21 points out of first place. Not bad.
It was a good season.
Yeah, it was a good season. How many miles do you think you put on last year?
Oh, we calculated it. I think it was something around, it was either 18 or 19,000, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I could be off, but I think that was what we ended up calculating towards like over the winter time.
And I mean, it even got to the point, because I know normally most of the time you'll have a family member or two with you, either your dad, sister, whatever, but you actually just had to keep chasing these things, and you went off quite a bit with just a little bit of help and gone on your own.
Yeah, we did our best to keep it a family thing. We're either all 4 of us or 6 of us if you include Grace and Cole, and we tried to make sure it was a family thing as much as we could. But there were some times where there were conflicting schedules where, say, I had to go to Aberdeen, or there was like a Wishick 2-day special during the sites, even though that was just a whole thing. But yeah, there were a few different times where we had to go by ourselves. It was usually me and Cole, if that was the case. And yeah, he was the perfect right-hand man because he helped me out on a lot of stuff that I would have been pretty screwed if it was just me.
Yeah. How important is it to have that extra help?
Oh, it's huge. People like Justin Vogel and stuff who travel all for the most part by themselves. You can do it, but it makes things a lot more difficult, in my opinion. I don't know. There's a lot of things that can go wrong that just having that extra guy helps out a lot.
You be drinking a lot of these energy drinks, I would imagine. Do you even get time to sleep?
Not so much.
Not so much. Well, okay, we're going to move over now. Josh Barker, your stats don't look quite as good.
Sorry, guys. We're
29 features, no wins, 7 top 5s, 20 top 10s. Your thoughts on the year?
My thing is I want to do better than I did last year. And I feel like we're going in the right direction. It's just my biggest thing is I don't mind if I get outdriven.
Yep, right.
That's fine. I don't
Sure,
care.
sure.
But if I get out equipment, that's not a word, but that's
yeah,
if
and
somebody beats me because of their equipment's better, then that's on me.
Right.
So I feel like we're going in the right direction. I've had a ton of help from both guys sitting in the room, other guys that race in the street class. We all kind of help each other. I'm finding out this year that there were some secrets that weren't told, but that's okay. I'm not.
Are you going to divulge them today?
No, because we're keeping it between us because we don't want it to get out.
Some insider stuff.
There were a few national point secrets that we had to keep to
Ah,
ourselves.
okay.
Yes, but my main thing is just make sure we keep going forward and go up, and we want to make sure that we're getting better. We don't want to go backwards. I feel like we're doing that every year, and I feel like we have the equipment this year to hopefully get at least one. Mm-hmm. That's obviously the goal.
Sure.
I know my family and everybody that I race with would hopefully be on my side, and I know Trey and I have joked if we're coming out of turn 4 in the last lap, let off, and of course he says no, and I don't think I'd want him to.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to win that way.
Sure.
But, Tucker hit it right on the head. I mean, having help in the pits, even if it's another racer, or I have a full-time pit guy this year, Tony.
Yep.
That's going to go with us pretty much everywhere we go. He's going to help Trey also, and he's invaluable to what we're doing. Without him, that's things we don't have to worry about. Tire pressures, make sure the car is fueled up.
Just a lot of things you could take off your list.
Yes, taking the tires off, getting them ready for grinding or grooving or whatever.
Oh, welcome.
So it's invaluable to have, and like I said, hopefully this year we keep trending.
Oh, you could take that. I could yell.
Upwards.
Yeah.
Can we get that one over?
Oh, yeah. You just have to do the
I'll have to switch back and forth.
How come it smells funny? What were you eating?
Casey. How about this one, guys? Casey says, not many people can say that they have banged all three of you guys, but I can. Justin Vogel's watching the show. Heather McDonald. We'll leave that one alone there. Timothy, all three are class act guys. Fun group. And wow, that's a view I don't want to keep seeing. All three guys are fun guys. Great group. Should have just left her where it was. I think we were fine.
You can't be late and then come in and just.
I know, and then just start
everything.
bossing everybody around. It's like, what?
I just got done
He said
doing
it. Oh, yeah. Now, what you guys are talking about right here now, in fact, before we went on the air, when the call was made, Stephen Lewis was the one that hooked you guys up with this show today. You guys were all hanging out together.
Yep.
People that seem to think, and again, it's something we push all the time about, it is kind of a family, this racing deal, even though, like they say, you're all banging each other all night long on the racetrack or whatever, but you truly are friends when it's all said and done. And hopefully it doesn't ever get bad enough where maybe after a night you want to kick his ass or he wants, vice versa. But it all works out pretty good in the end, doesn't it?
I think so. I mean, there's some of my closest friends, I consider family that I met at the racetrack. Mm-hmm. So it's nothing that would ever happen on the racetrack would ever get that serious where
Sure.
I wouldn't wake up the next day and call Trey at 7:00 because I know he's not up.
Yeah.
It's funny, if it's 7:00, I'm on the way to work or whatever, and I call, hello, are you even up? Yes. Doesn't sound like it.
Well, Stephen Lewis, you tried 7:00 in the morning. Good luck, but he's actually coming around. Hey, and by the way, look who just walked in the door. How you doing, man? Okay.
Because you are.
Are we doing a mic? What are we doing here?
What?
Oh, there we go.
Just turn that toggle the other way. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
then-
we're gonna use that one. or whatever.
That's too far to reach.
Oh.
My abs don't move that way.
Oh,
So
you bet.
I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna throw it in Tucker's
Can you
face.
spin it?
Yeah, I guess. There, is that better?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
He's kind of a needy guy today.
You know.
I'm glad you can make it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm late. Just got out of a late meeting there. Ran a little long. So
Okay.
and I was one, putting on the meeting. So
Sure. Yeah,
it's
you
my
got to
bad.
do that. You're the boss.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about our 200th show or not. Will be the Thursday of the World of Outlaws.
Okay.
Yeah, how about that?
Where are we doing it at?
I'm thinking we're going to do the show at the River City Speedway, and then we're going to move all our gear, and we are going to be at the Broken Drum.
Okay.
With Wes Irwin.
Okay.
Living Like Outlaws. We're going to have ourselves a gig there, and we're going to be broadcasting live.
Sure.
So it's going to be a fun time. Hopefully, Fork Sports Highway will be there with us, and we're just going to kind of combine everything.
So that'll be June 6th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
June 6th. There we
Perfect.
go. The World of Outlaws are here on the 7th. Bring chocolate milk, Jory Berg.
There's a story behind that. Not even
All right,
kidding.
let's hear it.
Oh,
Trey has probably some of the strongest bones in the world because that's all he drinks.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many. I'm sure Jazz, if she's watching, could type in and say how many, not quarts or pints, gallons a week that Trey goes through in chocolate milk.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, there's worse
drink a
things.
lot of chocolate
There's
milk.
worse things you could be drinking, but that the chocolate milk thing is like after the races. Sometimes we'll go to the truck stop. It'll be like 1 o'clock in the morning. Chocolate milk.
Really?
It's like
Two of
just,
them.
It's just
Bring
it's
two
just
right away.
chocolate milk after chocolate milk, which is fine. You know, milk's good for you. But
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've had a lot of broken bones in my life, and they actually tested me when I was younger for brittle bone disease. It's like, you know what? It's like you get thrown to the ground at 120 miles an hour from 1,200 feet up, you're gonna break bones.
yeah.
Milk or no milk.
Well, I agree to that. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So I
I
don't know
can't
why
see
they-
you drinking a bunch of milk anyway.
Oh, I love milk.
you?
I do. I love milk. I don't drink enough,
Oh,
but I really do.
I see. If I drink, it gets stinky afterwards.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens too.
Yeah. A little stinky.
Trey, we haven't talked about yet.
Trey hasn't talked yet.
No, not really. 57 features, 7 wins,
Yeah.
34 top 5s.
That's mediocre.
45 top 10s.
Half-assed.
Hey, you could do better. No.
Yeah.
How would you grade your year?
I'd go with like an A minus. It was a good year. Always want better.
That's honestly the first A we had given out right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's always hard on themselves. B, maybe a B plus.
I mean, like a lot of my like results, like all my DNFs, it was because of weird mechanical breakdowns.
Yeah.
Like I had a battery fly out of my car,
Oh, boy.
like just broke and flew out of my car. DNF'd. It was like I just had a bunch of
I blame that
weird
on the mechanic.
gremlins that I fought all year, and that was pretty much that, I guess. But
And you know, if you haven't noticed, we don't usually talk about DNFs too much because, well, I don't want you guys to feel worse.
Well, what do they say?
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing you can do to prevent it. I don't know if you could prevent a battery falling out. You probably could have if you did your inspections right.
the,
but
the
whatever.
hold down broke. So it,
The hold, wait, no,
the hold
what,
down.
hold down broke.
the hold down broke, and it
How'd
ripped-
that break?
Good question.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even hit a rut or nothing. But the night before,
I just
my
love
car
giving
got
Trey
pretty
crap
tore up
so
in
much.
Fergus Falls. So I'm sure it was cracked, and then it just finally let go. But
Where does
It was cracked.
yeah,
Couldn't see that at all.
so a big wreck, and then the day after you don't check every nut and bolt is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
sure,
you know.
sure. Hey, Justin Vogel wants to know what brand of milk.
cask or what's that? Swiss chocolate milk cask clay.
Oh, okay. Where does Vogel live? Is he somewhere in Minnesota?
It's semi-local.
Bruton.
He lives, it's
Where's Bruton?
it's south of Alexandria.
Oh, okay.
50 minutes probably.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd love
It's
to
a
get-
haul to get here.
is.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love to get him on the show one time.
Yeah. He
Jake
always
Barnes.
shows
I
up
think
late
Justin
when he
would do
comes
it.
here.
Just tell him he's on the show and he'll show up.
Oh, really?
He'll pull in about 10:59, but he'll be ready to go by 11.
Okay.
That's just what he does.
Oh,
Yeah,
so he's like
he's-
Chad.
100%. He's late all the time.
He'll come. I remember last year you were down racing him on a video. He comes in at, I don't know, it was probably after 5 for sure. The race started at 7.
Yeah.
And he's got his car jacked up, changing gears, and he's out right away. Not a second later too. I was like, and he does it all by himself. I don't understand how he does it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's a machine.
He is.
Hey, Heather wants to know, was it last year or the year before that your gears just completely exploded?
Which time? I blew what was it, 5 or 6 sets of gears up last year. Just
What-
weird mechanical stuff, I tell you what. And we think that one was linked to a bent rear end. And
Oh, sure. That would do it.
It
But
was
were you winning
another
races with that
pre-inspection
bent
we
rear
didn't
end,
catch.
though?
before that, yeah.
Yeah. And so, it's hard to think, well, it could be the rear end. Let's get rid of it. But I'm winning races, but I'm going through rear ends and, or I'm going through gears and things like that. Justin says oil helps. I was going to
Oh,
bring
it
that
had
up.
oil.
Thank you, Justin.
No, we drove all the way down to Madison, Minnesota one night, and I made 2 laps in the heat and shit brand new set of gears up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, just
I'm just
junk.
wondering we're sitting here giving you crap and you wearing it pretty good, but it must happen quite often.
What?
Not just by us. Everybody giving you
Oh
crap.
yeah, that's never ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick question for Trey. You mentioned Montevideo. I have family there. I'm trying to make it down there once a year. I'll be going there like in a few weeks. Are you going to be racing there at Fiesta City this year?
I don't plan on it. So that my racing schedule this year is kind of a weird one. I'm gonna try to run for some national point deal stuff, but I'm gonna try to do it reasonably and try to keep some miles down. I put on 15,000 miles last year myself,
Wow.
so I'm gonna try plan not driving more than 2.5 hours on a weekday where I got to get back to work the next day, and try to do it a little smarter than I was doing last year.
Does it hurt now? We're going to have next week, by the way, Keith Cumming and Terry Blacklance are going to be on the show. We're going to be talking about Greenbush racetrack. But does that affect your guys' your summer and your plans? You start thinking about this stuff, and all of a sudden, there's one less track. And if you are going to chase points, what can you do to make that up? Because one night a week is huge when you're chasing points.
As much as that is a horrible thing, in terms of national points, it might actually, like for Trey running, that might actually help his case because with having 2 tracks dispersed, the car count splits up, so then there's not as many cars in Devil's Lake, and they go in half, right? Mm-hmm. So in terms of national points, car counts, there'll probably be more in Devil's Lake, but that still doesn't mean that we want Greenbush to be done. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants a track to shut down. If anything, we'd do whatever
and it's
we
a
can
great
to get
track,
it going.
too.
Yeah. But for national points, I mean, who knows how that's really going to affect car counts. I don't know if as many local guys from Greenbush are going to travel all the way to Devil's Lake or what they're probably going to do. But
Yeah. I mean, it's a haul, but I mean, it's very unfortunate. I mean, granted, now we're going to get a few extra classes here this year at River City Speedway to kind of help take up the slack, I think. We're going to be running 5 almost
Is
every
it
night.
5 and there's every night 5?
Pretty much, yep.
Right.
And there's going
I
to be
gotta
a
come
lot
up
more
with new
questions, things like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Did there's supposed to be a test and tune Sunday? Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You shared it on Facebook. That's the only way I
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Taking care of me.
Are you going to
John.
be here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll swing over and we'll do the ghost checks and see. But
Yeah. I was told
announcers have gremlins too, Trey.
Yeah, I was told the PA works, but there's more to it than
were
just that. So
Told last year that PA works too.
I know. Yeah, last year, last year we had to do a little bit of work.
My first night out last year, the microphone didn't work down below. So
Yeah.
yeah. Who said something now?
Ooh, we do have a local street coming out of retirement. Who could that be? I wonder.
Heather, if you know insider information, you gotta let us know.
Yeah.
You can't just leave that out there and not say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Oh, there's little.
It's just like somebody coming. Hey, I got your present, but I'm not gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
F off, man. You
Right.
just pretty much told me you got me something, and I'm gonna sit here and think about what you got me.
Yep.
It's bullshit.
Did you hear about Chad? I forget it.
Yeah.
Tell you some other time.
Yeah.
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 That
No,
sucks.
serious.
I
He
don't
made
like
it
when
out
people
fine.
Do that. All right. So between the 3 of you guys, you got about 500,000 miles in last year. A
Holy
crap
crook.
load of races.
Yes.
Justin Vogel says 20,000 miles minimum. Rick Clough. Hey, Rick, we just talked to him. He's watching the show, too. Yeah, we all wish it was race day this Friday. It's not my announcement, just like Tucker's announcement wasn't my announcement. LOL. There's so many things that we try to keep secret. Sometimes it's
What's
not
up with
easy
that
to
crap?
do. Well, there's times people don't want it out there. I kind of got in trouble already talking about somebody, and I'm not going to anymore until they get out there with a race car. So anyway,
I'm not saying. You know what? Hey, I could give 2 because I don't care. So if I know something, I got some inside information. I'm gonna tell you on this show. Hell yeah.
all right. Now everybody talked about possibly moving up someday.
One guy did.
It's not. Well, both of them actually did. If you would have
You
been
would
here
have
on
been here.
time,
You would have heard that. Yeah.
yeah. if
What'd
you
you
would have
move
been
up
on
to?
time.
Nothing.
He's got a lightning sprint.
How the hell can you fit in that? You can't fit in it. There's no way you're gonna fit in it. Your dad squeezed in a lightning sprint?
He drove Kyle Coles a while back.
Oh.
Wow.
Dang it. Sorry, it was a legend. My bad. He got
Oh, a
a legend.
legend. Yeah.
No, he can't
Just
get
leave
down
that roof-
into that.
Just leave the roof
Yeah.
flap off with your head sticking out the roof.
That's what it would be. So
Yeah.
don't roll over.
So what are you going to then?
I'm in a streeter.
Yeah, they were
he's not
talking
moving
about it.
shit
No,
up.
they were talking about
Oh.
how they'd like to someday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, grow a pair of nuts and move up like Tucker, it'd be fine.
I don't know. Well, and then again, we all know
Josh is like, what are you talking about?
it's not just growing the nuts; it's growing some money on a tree.
No,
also,
I know that.
But yeah,
I
right,
know
right.
that.
I know.
Well, it was actually in the works this winter, but I had to sell the streeter, and unfortunately, nobody wanted to buy it at the time. So,
Oh,
yeah.
so you'll sell your streeter before you would move up.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because didn't you sell yours too? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they bought.
I
his,
loved his April Fool's.
Yeah, they bought his notebooks, and it just happened to come with a free streeter.
Yeah. Notebooks. That'd be pretty plural. Yeah.
Yeah. And have the mic
I'm
again.
moving it.
I think we had talked about this before.
Too far.
Good note taking when you have your track notes. All good race car drivers usually do, but those can be worth just about as much as the dang car, can't they?
Yeah, having the initial scale notes and what you did for that, and I think for us, I had like 19 different tracks worth of notes from last summer. So in terms of that, I think that might be a little more value than just having like 2 or 3 tracks. But
Sure.
for someone that might want to run for national points in the future, having a notebook already set is,
Yeah.
I think would be huge, because we went to a lot of tracks for the first time and just kind of threw something at it, and it either worked or it didn't, and we had to learn by trial and error. So
It's kind of like having a lake chip when you're going fishing. It's always nice to have that heads up and that little bit of a head start too. At least you kind of know where you're going, and I know I have one for the river here, even for catfishing, and it's important. Okay, we're talking about moving up. A lot of guys moving up. We're going to see some new faces this year, and I am super stoked about it. We got some different sprint car people coming in, new late model drivers, including yourself. How about that? That's now your car was at the Indoor Racer Showcase. I wasn't there. Huh?
It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Your car is beautiful.
And I've seen pictures of everybody now. Everybody's kind of got the pink theme right now, which is super cool. But I know you had been heed and hawing about a late model for a while, probably for a couple of years, from what I'm guessing. But what finally made you pull the trigger and just do it?
Well, for me personally, it came down to either 2 big options. It was either get a late model, or I didn't think that I'd be content racing a street stock again without running for national points, since I came so close at the end. So it came down to really just, do you want to commit to another 80 shows, or do you want to commit to a late model and take that new leap into that? And keep in mind, my dad was very adamant on he wanted he what he wanted. He didn't want to do the street stock again.
No,
So-
well, you're all over the
but
place.
it was always an argument between him and my mom, because my mom was adamant she wanted me to run for national points a second time, but Dad didn't. I don't know. It's just it was a lot. I mean, that's your life for an
Sure.
entire
Yeah,
summer,
it
doing
is.
that 4 nights a week. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That was kind of the internally. That was my big decision making, and just the way life goes. I think right now it would just be easier for the late model as opposed to running another 80 shows in a summer, just where we're at. So, that was kind of my big decision, and I think it was kind of a once I said jump, Dad said how high type of deal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's so funny because I could close my eyes and he's starting to sound just like Joey. I mean, he does. He sounds just like him. You close your eyes and it's like, oh, and it's you, but it's not. Funny story about this morning when we were talking earlier in the week, and you had mentioned, because I'm going to go into this the other half thing here. Your better half, you had said that her grandmother was ill, and I know now things are looking really up. But so I ran into her dad today, and I said, "Hey, Tucker's going to be on the show," and he was kind of iffy, and I said, "By the way, how's your mom?" And he's like, "How do you know that?" I said, racetrack announcers, we know everything. But how was it now with your girlfriend being on the road that much? Does she get to go with you? Does she go with you? Does she like being at the racetrack?
I'd say she went with, I'll just say 3/4 of the time.
Okay.
I don't know. We had a lot of long road trips that sometimes didn't go with each other, but she came with a lot, and I think at first she might have been a little more skeptical of it, just because it was kind of a newer thing to her, running so much, but she was a trooper through it all. Like, there's a lot of sacrifices that had to be made just to follow me around all summer long. So, I mean, I give her utmost respect for that.
Right.
She stuck with me through some pretty crappy times and some late nights and everything. So
And she knew what she was getting herself into.
Yep.
Chewy Jeff Cornels, what's up? So good to see he is out of the hospital. I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show. Boy, it would be really cool if you could get up here for the Outlaws Net party. And again, like I said, Chewy, you got a place to stay. You guys can come and hang with us. Your other half,
Yep.
how long you been together?
It'll be 6 years in June.
Okay, and you've been racing for how long?
10 years.
Okay, so she knew what she was getting herself into.
She sure did.
And what are her thoughts? Is she's 100% behind you all the time?
I wouldn't say all the time, but yeah, she's a trooper there too.
As long as she doesn't look at the bank account?
Yeah, that's the.
Travis
What are you
Trandell says,
shaking
tell
your head
Josh he still owes me a case of Red Bull.
Hey, can that be like a dual monitor there and say that again and have Josh shake his head and
Trey.
roll his eyes?
Whenever anything is asked,
Yeah.
it's always 100%. It's never, it's halfway. It's no.
Yeah.
She's behind me 110%. Always has been, always will be.
He'll learn this eventually.
One day.
Yeah. Now
One day
tonight they'll be sitting there for dinner and it's like, what do you mean I'm only their half?
Yeah.
Oh no, she's after the show's done, I got to bring her to the airport. She's going to Phoenix for the weekend with my
Well,
sister's
guess
bachelorette
what?
party.
Your
so Yep.
your lovely drive to the airport's going to be amazing.
Yeah, will be,
Yep. Turn the radio way up.
Yeah. I really like this song.
Yeah, and that's my jam. Wait.
Yeah.
One thing I should do when we start talking about people's other halves or better halves is I should ask them first, is she watching?
Yeah.
But how about you? Same questions.
Actually, my whole family's behind it. They love going to the races. I was actually going to say when Grace was at all the races that we were at with Tucker, my daughter Reese just loved it because she goes hangs out with Grace. And
Sure.
Grace is super nice and just takes. Reese can be
A
a
handful.
lot.
How old is-
Sometimes she's 10.
Okay, sure.
She can be, it's not that she's bad or anything. She just talks all the time and has like a million questions and
Like
so-
a
and-
typical 10-year-old
Right.
kid does.
But Grace handled it awesome, and Reese is all like happy that she's there and runs up to her. And same with when we were able to race when Kelsey was racing, she would go up and talk to them too. But
Yeah.
they like going. They don't mind the long trips. I remember we went. Where were we going? It was a long one, and we were about 10 minutes out. Reese, are we there yet? No, we got like 3 hours. 5 minutes later, are we there yet?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we're not. So, but they like it. They like, especially when they get to get out of school early. Oh,
sure.
If we ever do.
Yeah. That's
We're-
pretty cool.
We're getting ready to take a break here. Sydney Gold says, my 3 favorite Grand Forks guys, great group of guys who became our first friends up there our rookie year. Heather, one time Trey got lost in Arizona and Jazz wasn't too happy we couldn't find it.
It's probably like that.
I feel like that's going to be
The
Vegas
Hangover
in July
movie.
in June.
Yeah, that's about how it happened too. It
Yeah.
was not good.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, the Bullring Boys here to Dirty Thursday brought to you by River City Speedway. Tucker Pederson, Trey Hess, Josh Barker, all in the studio. We've got more to talk about, but let's take a little break first, all right? Saturday, May 4th at the Alara Center, the Valvoline Tire 1 Toughest Monster Truck Tour Championship Weekend, presented by Sleep In, will return to the Alara Center. This is the event that will determine who the 2024 Tour Champion will be. This year's event will include the return of 2023 Tour Champion Tailgater, making the effort to defend his title, plus several others, including Dirt Crew, Maximus, Dozer, and at least one never seen before at the Alara Center. This is the premier monster truck event that always includes lots of big dirt jumps, old school crush cars, and racing that's just as exciting as the monster truck freestyle. Stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change on South 38th Street the day before the event to see a monster truck. Get free pit passes and register to win free tickets too. The toughest monster truck tour begins at 3 p.m. Saturday, May 4th at the Alara Center, brought to you by Valvoline Tire 1. Hey, make sure you stop in tomorrow to Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You're going to get to see some monster trucks tomorrow afternoon. In fact, Dirty Crew and Dozer going to be there tomorrow from 3 to 5. So stop in, get your pit passes, maybe win yourself a pair of tickets, and go check out some monster trucks at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Man, we got a whole crew in here. Lost is not the right word, I think. Candy Hess, great friends right there. Anyway, back with Tucker Pederson, Trey Hess, Josh Barker, of course the Bullring Boys, myself, and Chad Hoff. What do you
That's
guys?
me.
Yeah, that's this guy right here.
Yeah,
Off season, are you like a hockey fan or a basketball fan, or what do you do? And I'm going to ask all you guys this: what do you do in the winters? Because we talked about this being down south and not. I myself, I raced snowmobiles, I played hockey, did all that kind of stuff. I don't do any of it now, and I can't stand winter. But what about you?
We went to a lot of hockey games, UND hockey games this year. I've never played. I don't care for hockey. Just watching UND. I don't think I've ever watched a professional game, but
geez.
just going to the game, being in that atmosphere, you can't help but fall in love with it and cheer for them. And we went to a bunch of games, and that's a lot of the winter, and just kind of walking through the garage and staring at the car, not being able to or wanting to do anything to it because it's 6
Too
months
early.
away,
Yeah.
7 months away, or whatever. But
So you're one of those guys that would wait to, like me. I'm a procrastinator. I mean, we started our league fishing last night, and I think I finally started working on the boat last week. And just fingers crossed, hoping it was going to run when I fired it up last night in the river.
We put 2 tires on for a guy yesterday. I'm not going to name his name. That he hadn't even put his boat in to make sure it runs. So he did that real quick, went down, make sure his boat ran in the river, and then pulled it back out yesterday.
Yeah, I know guys. I know a lot of guys that do that. I put the muffs up on mine and ran a hose to it.
Yeah.
And maybe let it run for about 8 seconds just to make sure everything was going to
Oh,
it. And
sure.
then when I put it in yesterday, I just idled for a while and everything went good. Walk out of my room because Lenny made coffee and there's Trey sleeping on the couch. She jumps up, all apologizing to beat help. I was just happy Trey was safe. I totally didn't care, but I don't think I wouldn't tease him about it.
As he's sitting over there laughing right now.
Yeah. Want to add to that a little bit?
Well, so that was
At least you weren't in the pool.
no,
still.
not yet.
Did you walk in unexpectedly and just fall asleep?
So my
I feel
cousin-
you're going to do that in Vegas.
My cousin was staying with them, and they had a party in the pits that night, and he told me to come over to their house and hang out and whatever. And well, so I did that, and when I got there, everybody was sleeping. So I was like, well, I guess I didn't know the address to the Airbnb, or not, it wasn't even an Airbnb. It was Joe Thomas's grandparents' house we were staying at because I went down there with them. And so I just said, I'll sleep on the couch, at least somewhere.
Yeah.
That people know me and I'm not going to get in trouble too bad, I guess.
Who's
And
that man on the couch?
That's a big guy right there.
poke him with a stick, make sure he's awake.
Yeah.
See, Tanya
breathing?
is texted. How many kids?
I forgot about that. Yeah, we have 2.
Okay.
So this winter, I coached
basketball,
Thompson's
wasn't
junior
it?
high basketball team.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was assistant coach with one of the teachers there, and then Reese is in gymnastics, and that's an every weekend
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
We were St. Cloud, Minot, Bismarck, Jamestown, Fargo, Rapid City.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
People
All
say
over.
hockey is expensive.
Gymnastics is-
Try gymnastics or dance too. I've
Cheer.
heard that. Ask Kaylee Elizabeth down in Florida.
Cheer.
Yeah,
She's down for cheer right now,
Yep.
yeah.
Cheer, dance, gymnastics.
Yeah.
Crazy. What do you do all winter?
Well, not a whole lot. Usually we end up taking a trip in December for Christmas or something as a family, but this year we didn't. And go to hockey games, and I don't know. This winter it was nice in February, so I actually got to go work on the car
Yeah.
because it was nice out. And yeah, it was kind of just sit at home and regroup.
Regroup.
There
That's
you
a
go.
good way to put it.
And work a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about you,
A lot of
Tucker?
I'll get it there.
He's gonna smack him right in the face with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Mostly just school, I guess, in the wintertime. And I like going to UND hockey games, watching basketball. Yeah, I don't know. That honestly was really it this past winter because we spent so much time,
Time with
at
your
the
mother.
hospital with, or at
Sure.
the hospital with mom. But yeah, on a normal winter, there's probably not that much going on. But yeah, I don't know.
And it's,
Yeah,
I mean,
school.
is there anything in your race shop at your house besides racing stuff, or is that also used as a garage and things like that? I'm just wondering, can you just mosey out there and tinker whenever you want, or do you have to move a bunch of stuff out of the way like you would if you're in my house?
Usually, I'm trying to remember how we'd usually do it. Like the first couple months of winter, I think we'll usually put them in the trailers. At least like now that we have 3 enclosed, we'll just put them in the trailers so that we can get beat trucks in and out of there before like
sure.
the actual super cold stuff.
Yep.
And then once that's over with beats, I feel like we slowly kind of they slowly trickle into the shop, and then that's when we'll just start tinkering. Like on mine this year, we basically tore it back down to bare frame and
Okay.
just went through everything.
You know, and then because when I drive by, it was funny because when you guys were getting ready to go to Devil's Lake last week, I was driving down Highway 2, and I could see the red stocking cap across the field behind your race shop, and I knew it was Steven. So I come up like, hey, you at Pederson's? How the hell do you know? Didn't you hear me honk? I'm honking down Highway 2, you know, but he didn't. But you guys, how many trailers and pickups? And because it's like full when there's not beat trucks there.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of starting to turn into a car lot. We have we have the 3 enclosed now. My open trailer from last year that Dad had actually bought a old pickup with a big 454 motor in it. So that's just sitting on that trailer right now. I don't know what his plans are with that.
Drive it and get 2 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, so he has that. And then I bought my grandpa's Cutlass actually when he had passed, so that's sitting over there. Got a couple other pickup. We have a lot of stuff, and we kind of need to start clearing out.
Sure.
I don't know. We have too much stuff and not enough room to keep it. So,
You know, your dad is a busy guy, and when it's hard for me to even say when he's got free time to try to find something to do, but he doesn't have a lot of free time between. You know, his job, taking care of you knuckleheads and 3 race cars and beats. What's he got, 4 beat trucks now?
yeah, 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
it's-
busy.
Yeah, it does get really busy, and you know, I'm happy that now I'm kind of starting to, like with beats and stuff, I'm starting to drive for him some, and I'm happy that I can kind of start to creep into some of his side gigs that I can kind of get exposed to that. And
right.
Maybe it's something that I can pursue with.
And
in the
driving
future,
beats
too.
is easy, it's
Yeah.
fun, and it's really good money. I mean, I love doing it. I'm a zombie for 10 days because I'm doing both too, going to work and then going right to the beat truck. Tim Schwantz, how'd fishing go, John Roberts? Well, we had the first night of league last night, and I was told by a source, an unnamed source, Brad Turek, don't throw anything or don't keep anything under 14 pounds. So my partner is his son. He's 14. And right at 6 o'clock, we throw all 4 lines out there, and within 2 minutes, all of them are going. And you've been you know what it's like. Yeah. So long story short, within about first 4 minutes, we had about a 19-pounder and a 13.5-pounder in the boat. All right, on any other night, that's really good. Yeah. I mean, you're talking a 16-pound average. And so it's like we're heating hot about that 13.5-pounder. We're only not even 10 minutes after 6. Should we just go in? We're done. No, we threw it back, caught a bunch of 10, 11, 12-pounders, threw them all back. Then it quit. 7 o'clock, the bite just stopped. We ended up snaking another 10-pounder out, so we basically went from like 2nd to 5th out of the money. But it was fun. We had a lot of fun. The fish were biting. I wish I didn't have these graduations and things to go to this weekend because I would be back out on the river. But there you go, Shwani. Thanks for watching. We haven't got really talked too much yet about the late model thing. You made the jump. We started to talk about it, but we all know the car you got is a winning car. We know the guy that drove it is a winning driver. So are you nervous? Have you got a lot of seat time in it yet? Have you been hitting these test and tunes?
Well, we actually, I don't know if you want to call it a test and tune or we all rented it out, whatever type of thing, but was that last 2 Sundays?
Two Sundays
ago.
yep.
We rented out Devil's Lake 2 Sundays ago, and there was a bunch, probably like 10 guys that went, and so I got probably, I don't know, call it 50 laps or something like that, and you know, it started off really shaky, but I think towards the end I kind of started to get it. The only thing is it was very slick, which I actually like.
Yep.
So I kind of got the feel for the throttle control aspect of it, but the hammer down stuff is honestly what I'm more nervous about.
Yeah, and was your dad there?
Yeah.
Now, how nervous was he? Does he get nervous? And how important is he in your ear? Is he watching you? Do you film anything or anything like that? And how good is it to have him as almost like a coach?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about how many hundreds of thousands of laps he's put in a late model.
Well, before I actually even went out with the car, I made him go first because I was like, I know he knows what they should feel like, and in terms of forming good and bad habits, I didn't want to have the first time really sticks with you. So I wanted to know that it was good underneath me. So he went out there, and I mean, he made it look really good, and then I got in there, and you could tell it was a rookie.
Yeah.
But we videotaped some. We talked about having him go over like the receiver and talk to me, but that didn't end up happening. But whatever. So just talking after, he'd tell me things I'm doing wrong and what I need to change. And, you know, it's kind of funny, like just little habits that you get used to in the street stock. It's so much different in the late model. And he's just like, you're going to get your doors blown off going down the backstretch if you keep doing that in the late model. I'm like, okay, I got it.
Sure.
Just give me a few laps to adjust. And so, yeah, it's good having him as a coach.
So what are your thoughts? Say you're lining up for heat number 1, and all of a sudden you see a rook. Brand new guy, rookie, never been in a car, probably been in a go-kart, if that. Do you stay away from him? Do you watch him? Do you go, oh, great, here we go? Or are you one of those guys that say, well, you know, I was that guy too, and hopefully they'll be smart enough to stay out of the way, get their seat time and all that? Or do you guys even think about that when you see the new guys? Because we hear it in like NASCAR and things like that, who you're comfortable with racing with or against. And are they going to dirty you up? Are you going to dirty them back? But what do you guys think about when the rookies come in? We all need to start somewhere.
When I think of rookies, all I think is myself when I first started and the amount of stuff that I wrecked.
Yeah.
And like my dad let me start pole of my first ever heat race.
Oh, boy.
And I just about took out the whole field twice. I led 6 laps of it,
Yeah.
but the last 2 laps were really tough.
Now,
So I think of that, and then like the second or third race, he didn't make me start in the back. He kept letting me start in the front. I didn't know any different.
Yep.
And then I started the feature. I want to say the first corner going in turn 1, I looped it, took out half the field.
Jeez.
So I just every time I see a rookie, I just keep that in mind. Just be cautious.
Corey Palm says you just need to hold their line. We will go around, and that is a good way to do it. But do they make you nervous at all, the rookies?
Yeah, a little bit, just because the cost of everything when stuff happens is just.
And it's not so bad taking
expensive.
your own stuff out or wrecking your own stuff,
Right.
but if you have to take out 3-4 other cars.
I just hope that they decide to start in the back and make some good laps and get a feel for the car and try to just get a feel for the car and learn it. So
Yep. Have you ever had to go to anybody and say, what the hell are you thinking out there?
yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. That's a big one. But he's had that happen to him too.
I've had that happen multiple times too. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it.
It is.
That's part of it.
I mean,
You
it's
gotta-
an unfortunate part of it.
You don't be rude about it. You just try to give them some constructive criticism
Sure.
and
Hey.
just give them some tips and say, just
Yeah.
hold your line and we'll go around you. Just
It's when it happens
Run
2,
your
3,
race.
4 times
Yep.
where you got to start to go, come on, man.
Well, you think about, Tucker's situation when he takes out that half the field, how bad did he feel?
Right.
And he probably went to everybody's call like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're going to have that happen. That's just the way it is. And if you're upfront and honest with that, I think the people that usually race like, hey, yeah, I get it, man. We'll fix it. It'll be good. Shouldn't be too bad. You
Right.
know, all those things will be all right. So
Sure.
it's not like dropping a tranny out of a car.
Yeah.
He's done that before.
Casey says, whenever I race a rookie, I just pretend it's the 4 car and give them lots of room. It's the learning curve. Do
You got to go with that. Your answer now. You got to answer that.
Oh, I would say starting on the pole as a rookie it's tough if you're like 2 rows behind. If you're starting 3rd or 4th or 5th, are they going to go? You
Yeah.
know, because you're supposed to start when the flag drops. We all know you don't start when the flag drops.
Right.
So are they going to go? Or are they going to get ran over by the flag?
As soon as you hit
stand?
corner 4, you're going.
Right. Well, some people go down the backstretch, just whatever.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing because Trey hit it right on the head. It's like I pay for all of my stuff. Like
Right.
I don't want to wreck anything, and I'm gonna have to pay for it later. You know, we all have time and money into our cars. It's really expensive. That's my thing. Is like I don't mind if they go like hold your line. Yes, we'll go around. Yes, but it's when they're not holding their line. They're starting here and they're washing up and they're going. Then they don't go on a restart or. I was there. I mean, we were all rookies before. I'm sure I'm still in the way. I was probably in the way last year sometimes too. But I try to be mindful.
He's trying
of
to
it.
be good with you. No,
and-
you weren't, Josh. You were good driver.
Oh, I know.
last
Like I
year.
can tell if last year we weren't very good on dry, and there were some races where I knew the leaders were coming.
Well,
so
then that's the track he loves.
And yeah, so he was probably one of
He
the
was
ones that
probably
were
coming with you. Yeah.
So coming out at like going into a corner or whatever, you can see like down the backstretch, so I would know if they were coming. So then I would be mindful. Either if it wasn't my night, I would just pull off or make
Right.
sure I stay on my line because that's the last thing I want to do is cost somebody a race because I'm being an idiot and I'm in the way.
And that's perfect because that happens a lot in every division. You know, I think of Tom Carkin right away. If his car doesn't have it, and you can attest to that too, if his car doesn't have it, he's going to pull off. He doesn't want anything to happen. He doesn't want to be in the way, you know. But if he's up there competing, he's in it.
Right.
You know, but if he's back, he's not. And there you see that all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, you see Tom Eglin sometime pulling off when he's gonna if his car's not running right and he doesn't feel good about it, he pulls it off.
Right, right.
I mean, so
Just can be a
you
very
see-
spendy if you don't.
Yeah, you see some of those guys just rod the crap out of it. Just
Oh,
to,
yeah.
just to try to keep going. And
Yeah,
like,
you know it's gonna blow.
yeah,
but
your
when?
car doesn't sound good, man.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
seeing right now.
What's
so.
that smoke supposed to be coming out of there? Cole Babcock puts it well, puts it good here. When I started, I was told by multiple people, race the racetrack, not the other cars. Get comfortable with hitting your lines consistently and keeping pace.
That
Great
is
one there.
such a good one.
Yeah,
Because not every racetrack's going to be the same.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And it makes sense when you talk about you started on the pole, but it's the whole, not so much, well, stay out of the way or whatever, but it is, like you said, the start. If you know anything about racing, you're going to know, too, that they don't start at the green flag. They've got that little area before that, but you should know that. But, yeah, I mean, you know, we talked about this with Donnie Schatz when he first started. I remember him just riding the inside and getting lapped, you know, but he got a seat time. He did what he had to do, and he got better. When it comes to schedules for the next year, are you one of those people that schedules everything out in advance? Do you know what you're doing this year?
I am lucky that I have a wife that plans. I'm not a planner. She'll tell you. I wake
Go
up,
with the flow?
I wake up. I was like, I'm going to do this today, but she plans. Like our schedule is planned out for the month.
Okay.
You know, we have everything planned out, so we know what we're going to do race wise this summer. We kind of figured that out together. We
okay.
We wanted to race a lot of shows together.
So you guys like to go together? Yeah, it makes sense.
That makes it more fun for me. It sucks too because everywhere we went last year, we were all in the same heat race.
Yeah.
Like we'd go to Watertown, we're all in the same heat race. We go to Granite
somebody's
City, we're all
gotta
in the same
lose.
heat race. So we know what's going on the whole year. My wife plans that.
Same
out.
with you then?
No, I go where the weather takes me.
Okay, okay.
Or I did last year, anyways.
Yeah.
Last year, I was racing Lisbon, Forks, Devil's Greenbush, and Glendon on a weekly basis, as long as there were scheduled races. And I went and hit 10 tour races last year, and so that took me all over the place. And yeah, I don't know. Lisbon doesn't have streeters on the schedule this year with new owners and on a special type schedule. But Winnipeg added streeters full time this year, so and I'm gonna try hit that this year. Forks, Devils, and Glendon, and then see what happens from there.
So you can get across the border.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one. All right, all right. And you, I suppose everything's completely different for you this year.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well,
we
not
had
really.
a fun time all driving to place together, but yeah, we're probably gonna be in Grand Forks every Friday, and I assume Devil's Lake most Saturdays.
Yeah,
or
are you going to
however
follow
they-
the NLRA this year?
I don't know if we're gonna follow it.
See how the beginning of the year
We'll just
goes?
Kind of see how it goes. I mean, I'm not expecting anything great. It's just more getting your seat time and seeing what we can do. But we're trying to still plan a couple trips like they have. Where is it? They have like one little swing out through Canada and stuff. The NLRA does that. I think we're gonna follow and we'll still try to travel some and still have fun with it. But yeah, I think for the most week to week stuff, it'll be Fridays and then sometimes Saturdays at Devil's Lake.
Will you go wherever your dad goes?
Probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Jasmine Marie.
Oh, boy. Here
These
we
two
go.
guys are truly family to us. Traveling without them just doesn't feel right. We run together as much as we can. I am a planner too, as Tanya is. We try to coordinate as much as we can to stay together. And I get it. That makes sense. Jasmine, blessed to have them. They fill our on and off season. Cool.
Is she dipping into the carb list before Arizona?
She's in a good mood, huh?
Are we done at 11 or 12? I mean,
Oh, it could be.
I just wanted to bring something up quick,
Okay.
and I know I told everybody we're gonna do this today, so we can give everybody a notice on it. But as everybody knows, all of our cars have Julie Strong on there.
Yes, yes.
We're all kind of dedicating our season to her. We are working together with a couple of clothing designers and hat designers. We're all going to take all of our cars that have the Julie Strong on there. So R3, Kelsey, Cole, and Joey. We're all going to be on one shirt,
Oh, cool.
and that's the only thing we're doing. Like as far as Trey and I, like I'm not going to have my car on one shirt. It's going to be all five of us on one piece of clothing. That store is going to open up soon. I'm hoping that we have the graphic done within the next week or two. That'll be available for purchase for everybody.
Wow. That's got to be worth a round right
So
there.
yeah, we're gonna do. I mean, Outlaw Graphics. Jordan Tollickson, he's another late model guy. He's gonna be doing all the work. So once we have that out, the store will be open for a couple weeks. Normally, how it works, everything's prepaid. You buy it out. You go online, you buy it. I'm hoping we can get enough traction to. Normally, Outlaw Graphics gives you the money back.
Oh, sure.
So like like last year, we got money back from our clothing orders. Well, we've all decided this year that we're actually going to donate in Julie's name or give to the Pederson family to donate in her name. So the more items of clothing we can sell, the bigger that donation is going to be.
Sure.
At the end. So
Kinda
if
like the
everybody
Bowling
who's
Boy
watching
shirts.
can kind of help that once the store
That's
opens up.
awesome.
And
That is awesome. Mark wants to know, Tucker, will your dad make you sleep in the shop when you put the beating on him? That'd be a good one. Dad, you're sleeping in the shop until you can beat me.
On that bench sheet.
This one's MC.
that bet. Oh man, that thing seems some better days.
Is there a track, all of you, that really piques your interest? You'd love to go race one day?
Well, we were in Watertown last year for a 2-day special, and we were out and we were doing hot laps, and I was like, man, this is really nice track. And two laps into my heat race, my engine blew.
Oh boy!
So I'd prefer to go
What is
back
it with
to
you and the long
Watertown.
road trips,
I
man?
don't know. It was a long night, so I'd like to go back there and get a full show in.
Okay.
That was a pretty nice track.
How about you?
Oh man, I've kind of been all over in my years here. I don't know, like you talking like on a national level, like
whatever.
anywhere. I'd say East Bay would be a pretty cool place
sure.
to go. But
Yep. And how about you?
I'd say out of tracks I've raced at, probably one of my favorite ones from last year was Granite City. I know you guys don't really, it's not your favorite, but I liked that it's shaped really odd there, and it's different. So I really like that place. So hopefully in the late model we can go back to there sometime this year. As far as like a national level or something, I'd probably say East Bay too, just because they're
Sure.
going to be closing down soon. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quarter mile, 3/8, half mile. What's your preference?
ooh, I'd have to go with the smaller the better. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to Madison, Wilmer, some of those bigger tracks, and I struggle pretty good on some of those ones. And when I get back down to Grand Forks, Devil's Lake, Canby, Minnesota, and Watertown, like
Yeah.
I like to get up on the wheel and drive it and not have time to think about what I could be doing wrong. And
The reason I asked is because I saw the World of Outlaws sprint cars were at their smallest track of the season here.
God,
this,
that was a
this
great
past
race last night.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see it because I was fishing, but I heard it was something. Do you have a preference, track size?
Yeah, probably the same. The River Cities, Glendon's a fun track
Yeah,
to
that-
race
forgot
at.
about that.
Yeah.
Actually, Devil's Lake, Jamestown, that size.
Sure.
I don't know if I'd want to do like the Alexandria half mile. That just seems.
Oh, then it's harder on
That just
equipment.
seems like a
and-
lot of straightaway to overthink.
Yeah. And you're probably going to have the choice, if any, of these guys to maybe possibly run a half mile or a track like that. But what are your thoughts?
in the straight stock, I preferred the smaller the track, the better. Whenever we went to like tracks like Madison or even Mandan, we were just missing something for those big tracks. So just for me, driver style wise, I like the small bull rings, but I don't know, maybe with the late model that'll change. I don't really know.
See, and I wonder how much of that is because we grew up racing on that.
Yeah, I
And
totally think.
Well,
that's
right.
We didn't grow up around watching half mile racing or any of that stuff.
Well, I remember
so-
years ago when Fargo was still a half mile, and that's where the World of Outlaws were. We didn't get them here, but you'd go watch the World of Outlaws in Fargo, and the difference between first, second, third, top five could have been 10 seconds, could have been longer. We don't see that in the smaller bull rings, it's not as fun for the fans. The best thing, in my opinion, they could have done was make that track smaller. When's the last East Bay race? Since we went to one of the last shows in Arizona Speedway, do we need to plan a trip to East Bay and have a repeat? Something to
is
think
it-
about.
Is it the World of Outlaws or Lucas Oil Late Models? I think it's in October or November.
Where were we at, Tucker, when you said that you wouldn't mind going to Eldora and racing Eldora?
Well, I was going
That'd
to
be
say
cool.
too. There,
I
you
remember
talked
that.
about.
I don't remember what we were
think that
doing,
was in
but
the conversations a little while.
it was, yeah.
He did talk about like Mandan being a trouble one. I know Mandan got rid of the sprint cars for the Governor's Cup and bringing in late models. Is that going to be a track you're going to go to?
it's all down to Dad. how much money he wants to spend.
Good answer.
I
Good
think,
answer.
I think one of the reasons he was kind of in support of a late model was maybe less traveling than we did last year. So,
Well,
I mean, if he's up
you
for...
could have drove anything and it'd be less traveling than
so-
last year.
Yeah, so...
Well,
Anyway,
all right.
yeah.
Watch for it. Lindsey Hansen says Trey for president 2024. All right.
Negative.
Yeah, negative.
I couldn't grab that fast enough.
We're
Yeah.
we're running almost out of time here. Who helps? Who's your sponsors?
Ooh, I
Now's
like
your
this.
time to give them all a chance.
Like I already said, Tony's my pit guy. He's helped a lot this offseason with my car. We've helped on Trey's a little bit too. I have a couple new sponsors, but I'll go through them quick. I hope I don't forget anybody. Sorry, I have to do it in advance. Embrace Pharmacy. We try to keep everything local. We send as much as business we can. It's
Sure.
a one-off. Petopia. We always take our dog there. She loves going there. I have Home of Economy's back on this year.
Cool.
I work at McKinnon, so McKinnon's on the car this year. I got Pluto's Smoke Shop. They haven't opened yet, but I think they're planning for in the next week or two.
Yeah, they're right on South Wash, right?
Yep, right across the street from Discontent.
Yep.
They're planning an opening. Home of Economy's on the car again. A really good friend of mine, Cole, he owns Cole's Detailing in town. I would not trust my personal vehicle to anybody else. He does an amazing job.
Okay.
He does boats. He does RVs.
Oh, okay.
He does semis, anything. So, beat trucks, whatever, it comes out looking perfect. Valley Mars, he does paint corrections. He's over by the new Northdale over there.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Heck Farms from Cavalier. He's on there new this year. Rumors. I don't need it. I'm just. That's cheat sheets, man. You can't use those.
Taking forever.
You got to give them their. You got to give them their love.
Yes,
and then
you do.
Right across the way here, I got Rumors Bar and Grill this year.
Nice. Nice. Way to go. We have an NLRA show the weekend of the Governor's Cup. Heather does out in Devil's Lake. All right. Steers. Okay. Your turn.
Oh boy. I got a couple new ones as well. First and foremost, I got to thank my fiance and my parents, my sisters for letting me do this. And so then we'll get into sponsors here. We got Max Pro Pest Control, Walhalla Building Center, TH Renovations, Candy Hess Chalk Couture, Boxcar, Zuli's Race Engines, GF Bin Cleaners, Rachel's Poop and Scoop. Who am I missing? Oh boy. Newman Trucking.
Oh.
I think that's it for this
Okay.
year.
All right. And how about you?
And Levi Babcock Construction.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry,
Don't
sorry
forget
Levi.
him.
I forgot about.
Can't,
I was
can't
just gonna
forget
say
him.
you're
Yeah.
missing
Forgot about Levi. My bad.
Both of you guys.
Wow, look at that. You guys are
And
slacking.
hold on, sorry. And Wicked Raps. Cole Babcock does an amazing
Okay.
job.
Who steers? What does steers
Oh
have
yeah,
to do?
sorry. It's Chino Latino now, but
Yeah.
Oh,
he's the best food in Grand Forks. Trey and I actually
yeah,
had
that
dinner
was
there
good
last
last
night.
night.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You have to go there. It's one of a kind. Won't find it anywhere else.
And I'm a
in
good
town.
eater too. How about you? You got like a book.
I
Yeah.
forgot my pit guys. Christian and Tony and Josh. Josh went traveling down the road with me a lot last year, so
And we're traveling somewhere tomorrow also if they don't rain out.
yeah, they might get the season started tomorrow.
Where?
Fergus Falls.
Oh, you didn't even think about Fergus. Okay.
As long as the rain
Okay.
stays away.
All right. Now you can go.
Okay. The starter's dad, of course.
Another one? I
We'll
forgot more.
let you finish.
Stangel's Signature Travel
Oh,
right next
sure.
door
Yep,
here.
yep.
Solid Ink, Signature Graphics and Apparel,
All right.
CBD of East Grand Forks.
Yeah.
Got to get them all.
See, guys, you didn't learn this, that you write this stuff down
I
first.
forgot.
If you win in Victory Lane, we are not walking around your car.
You are walking.
No, we're not. You're going to get this down. Look at this stuff. Yeah, we're not walking around
Should I
your
get it
car.
sewn on my sleeve.
Yeah, I think so.
There you go.
So
Put
there
it
you
on
go.
your fire suit right here. Like, oh yeah, Chad, no problem. I got it for you. Boom.
Yeah,
They got it.
or
Here.
put it on the inside
Yeah.
rim of your hat, and then when you put your hat on in Victory Lane, you can kind of.
Yeah. Nothing better than going, oh, shit. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, you're grabbing the mic back after you're ready to get them out there. Oh, I forgot one.
Yeah.
All right.
There you
now.
go.
Now, okay.
Okay, for starters, just gotta thank Dad, Kelsey, Cole, my girlfriend Grace, just everyone who supported us and helped us with the car. Cody, Eli, Justin. We couldn't do without any of those guys. And then for sponsors, gotta thank the North Dakota Eye Clinic and Vision Ag, Hilleshog, Hope Church, Amy Dollum Photography, Levi Babcock Construction, Southline Farms, Dahlstrom Motors, Turf Pros, R&R Farms, Markson, Phil Thompson and Associates, Ad Monkeys, Proland Snow, Bad Boy Mowers, Eagles Dakota, Lloyd's Lawn Care, Energy Release Race Products, Pit Light Solutions, and Wicked Wraps Race Bodies and Fabrication. I believe that's all of them.
See how easy that was?
We just got side-eyed twice.
Yeah,
Heather says. Heather says Nolan's now researching steers. Josh, he's intrigued. He's excited about lamb.
Go there. If you don't have lunch plans, literally go there.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed.
I haven't tried it yet,
It's
but
great.
I like it. I'm a good eater. I love all kinds of food.
I think we all are.
Yeah, obviously by looking at us, I think so. Is there anything we didn't get out there that it's normally we don't have this many in here, so it's kind of hard to spread things out. And I appreciate all three of you guys coming in at once, but I tend to forget things and leave things out when that happens. Is there anything that we forgot or that you want to get out there before we cut us off?
Just to be watching on all of our Facebook pages for that link to buy.
Yeah.
It. We want to flood the stands and the pits with hashtag Julie Strong this year.
Yeah, and I know you and I, we need to get a shirt each two. We'll have to buy them so we can wear them on the show. But
I can think of
So,
something a little fun
Sorry.
after you.
Outlaw Graphics, Jordan Tollickson's going to do the shirts. Like I said, it's going to have the cars on the back. It's going to have hashtag Julie Strong on the front with. She has a quote or a saying that we're going to put on there. I think Jazz knows what it is. And then we're going to try to get the Racers pair on the sleeve.
oh, cool.
And then Stengel is doing other merchandise all tied together with the
Nice.
hashtag Julie Strong.
Nice.
So.
All right.
I had one more fun thing that entails Josh here, maybe
Oh,
just to
yeah,
get some
yeah,
people talking in circles just for fun.
Might as well throw it out there.
So just because we're in the late model this year doesn't mean the street stock opportunity is completely closed, because someone has offered me a drive maybe once or twice or
Yeah.
maybe this season.
Okay.
At least once, but
Yeah.
he might have to get it. He might have to get in it once before to iron out the kinks. But
So, yeah,
we're gonna have a 3-time champion of
think
the
that already happened,
of the
though.
Cliff Reeves Memorial.
we're gonna try to
Wow.
defend our title there.
He
it
will.
looks
He will
like.
be in a streeter for the Cliff Reeves Memorial.
Wow, for cool.
And if it's the first feature win sticker, it's staying in the car. Just let everybody know.
Yeah, there you go.
And
that's
fair.
awesome.
Our owner.
It's
I mean,
for
that
sure.
has-
Yes, it has to
Yeah.
stay with the car. Yeah.
All right. You good?
Am I good?
Yeah, you all good? Anything you want to add?
Geez. Yeah, there's one thing. I appreciate what you guys are doing 100%, and the support's going to happen. I think we're going to see a lot of things coming out this race season, and I hope you're ready for that. But no, I think that's amazing. And John and I will for sure be in with a shirt or a hat or whatever we can do to support. We're going to do that. That's no doubt about that. So even if we have to wear pink, I don't care. I don't care. This
Yeah,
doesn't. It
I
doesn't
don't
bother
mind
me
it at all.
Doesn't bother me a bit. Doesn't make me less of a man. Just telling you that.
Yeah.
Rawr. No, but I think I just think this race season is going to be full of emotion.
Yeah.
So
It'll be a
I'm-
tough one.
And I can't finish my sentence, so I'm going to pass it back to Tucker.
All right.
I got one quick thing. I just threw up the information in the chat, and it's in the description for this episode too. Josh said follow your guys' Facebook pages for an eye out for when that store goes up. So you can find the link to all your guys' Facebook page in the description for this episode.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. And again, great show, boys. Daryl, this one's for you, buddy. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you all, guys, for coming in. By the way, our show today brought to you by Rumors Sports Bar and Casino. A lot of things going on there. Of course, they got the Kentucky Derby party going on this weekend. Saturday at Rumors Sports Bar and Casino. Doors open at 9 o'clock for all you betting guys out there. Listen to some of these deals they've got going on. $3 domestic pounders, $1.50 tacos all day, $9 breakfast burger with a side from 10 to 1, $8 mint juleps with a $5 refill. You get to keep the glass, but I'm warning you, 2 of them is about it. Best outfits and Derby hats, they're going to win a $50 gift card and a bottle of wine. The top 3 will. Ladies with Derby hats get 1 free drink and a choice of choice. Doors open again at 9. Have fun. It's going to be a great time. We want to thank everybody for being on the show today. Of course, the other half of the Bullring Boys, Chad Hoff, Tucker Pederson, Trey Hess, and Josh Barker. Tonight, speaking of the Kentucky Derby, Fork Sports Highway, Monty, Bill, Dale the producer, the whole crew, you know they're going to be talking about the Kentucky Derby. I'm hoping they're going to be talking about the whiner LeBron James getting whiz beat out of the playoffs. I would just love to see that. Anyway, make sure you catch the show. We will see you tomorrow. Remember to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit the notification bell on your smartphone. It rings every time we go on the air. It's a pretty cool deal. Hey, Grand Cities, they are grand. Grand Forks' best source, giving them an identity again.